with our first session on the topic Global Ethanol Trends and Optimal Technologies. And I'll take a moment to introduce our first speaker, Mr. Hugo Morais. He is the Global Business Manager at KATZEN International Inc. He holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from the Federal University of Paraíba, Brazil. You can join us on stage while I introduce you. With over 13 years of experience in the renewable energy sector, he brings a global perspective to the ethanol market, drawing on his success in Brazil, one of the world's leading renewable energy markets, to drive strategic growth and innovation worldwide. His background also includes valuable experience in the automotive industry, focusing on transportation technologies and renewable fuels. A very, very warm welcome to you. Can we please accord a huge round of applause to Mr. Hugo? I would also request their team to please join us on stage. Do we have your team members? I would also like to invite them on stage to be a part of this session. Let's give them a hand. Our topic, Global Ethanol Trends and Optimal Technologies. We have a session of about 50 minutes, which will also include 15 minutes of Q&A, followed by the presentation. Over to you, sir.
Okay, good morning, guys. Thank you so much for inviting us. Invite KATZEN to stay here. I would like to introduce my CEO and President, David Lococo. We are here in India since a long time, but now in partnership with KATZEN Tower. It's our official partner in India, and we would like to share a little bit about what we have seen around the world, our experience in Americas, our experience in Europe. I think the main thing that we need to talk today is we need to start about what is the key players. Everyone knows United States, Brazil. I'm a Brazilian guy. India and European Union. So when we see these numbers. This is in the last 4 or 5 years. We can see that all of those players grew a little bit, but if you see India has grown 200%. It's incredible. It's also let me show a little bit the next one. USA, if you see, USA has grew like India in the past. Early of 2000s, we could see this growth. It was, if you see here, number here, we grew for less than 1% blend of ethanol into the gasoline to 10% in 10 years. So it's a huge growth. It's very important to say the mandates are always drive this growth. So it's very important to us to stay together with the government. The government will give the opportunities to work. It happens in US, it happens in Brazil, it happens in India. Now US has a market of 60 billion liters per year. If you see, most of the consumption were done inside domestically and a little bit for export, but there is a space. There's a space to blend the ethanol into the gasoline inside the country. It's very important, very good for the market. We can talk a little bit about the specifically something that is very specific for the market. For example, steam in US is produced from natural gas. That's different of India, that's different of Brazil. Electricity comes from the grid. So I think the life in the US is easier when they have steam from natural gas and they have electricity coming from the grid. For me, it's very easy. Another thing that we can see, 98% of ethanol in the US was produced from corn. So there's only one feedstock there. There's a lot of availability. If you see that in this graph, we show that we can see that 45% of all produced corn in US, 45% went to the ethanol market. And here we have also all the DDGS produced came from this portion, 45%. And like it was said, there is no food versus fuel. 45% that became ethanol also became DDGS. And when we see here in the bottle, 45% of all the production in US became feeds. It's animal food. So no, and only if when we see here, only 10% went to the industry, went to the human feeds. We don't see any movement and difference. It's always about 10%. 45% producing ethanol, 45% went to animal food. And what's happened? If we can increase, if we want to increase the production in US for ethanol, we can use this portion. We attack this because when we produce ethanol, we produce DDGS, we will supply DDGS for animals. So one more time, there is no food versus fuel. One more thing that is very important, it's very interesting to say. When you 6 states in the US are very responsible, accountable for more than all the corn production. When you see here the corn belt, here in the corn belt, and if you see all the concentration of the plants, all the good plants, all the plants that survived for 30 years, 40 years, many years, they are located close to the feedstock. It's very important. It's something that KATZEN always say to the new clients. We receive many clients that say, hey, I would like to assemble a plant here normally we say destination plants that people want to assemble a plant close to the big cities and far away from the corn. And you say, no, it's not good for you. We do not recommend that. We recommend you always assemble a plant close to the feedstock. And why? Because around 27% or something around that of the corn dry matter will become CO2. And you are transporting corn so for a long distance, you have the transformation, the reaction in the ethanol, and 27% of your production, everything that you ship it, will become CO2. This is why we do not recommend. For sure, there's different places, different regions, in different conditions. And also in US, we talk every day. Every day, many people wake up and say, hey, I would like E15. Because everyone knows in US, the mandate is E10. That is E15, but sometimes all year round, sometimes not. Depends on the administration. There's a lot of people that say, hey, let's change the mandate. Let's now become E15, E10. And we have the biggest production in the world. We have the biggest consumption in the world. And why? Do you think that it's possible? When we talk about E15 instead of E10, we are increasing 50% of the consumption, internal consumption. But it's a common sense there. If we want to push the corn production of farms, love that. They would love to increase the production. Or when we have these requirements, we will have people producing, people increasing the production. And at least it can boost the demand of in 15%. So 50%, 15, it's the huge production. And if you want to increase 50% of consumption, you just need to increase the corn production and 15%. Absolutely. When E15 will reduce the petroleum usage by 5%. 1/3 of all the US petroleum production is imported. So 1/3 of everything. If you just increase 5% in the blend, you will not face any problem. There is nothing against all the oil and gas investments. We know United States is investing again in oil and gas. The country can also invest in ethanol. They can invest in the blend, and we will have no problem. That we will have nothing against oil, nothing against food, nothing against all the energy matrix in the country. Sure, E15 will increase the ethanol production at least 45%, given that some small portion is exported. And the installed capacity of installed plants in the US, we have some plants in idle. There's idle capacity, and if we increase this, at least 30% of all the installed capacity needs to increase. So we are bringing technology, we are bringing opportunity, we are bringing jobs. Oh no, let me go back. Yeah. So we will have more DGS, more byproducts, co-products, more oil, more corn oil, and corn oil can be used as well for biodiesel. It's an increase in the capacity to turn the US more green. When we have that, and sure, in this actual administration, we do not talk more about to be green, to be sustainable, to be no more green, no more sustainable, no more happy life. But now we talk about more job for Americans, more job for people domestically, more money, and more energy security. So we just changed the speech with this new government. We didn't change the drive for ethanol to increase the ethanol production. We just changed the speech. We can grow, we can be economically feasible, we can make it greener, we can make it more sustainable. We have a really good chain that we won a lot. We win when we are using ethanol, even E10, E15. Also, a little bit about Brazil, like it's my experience life in Brazil. Brazil is the largest sugarcane producer in the world and the biggest sugar exporter. But we know that the sugarcane availability is a limiting factor there. The production of sugarcane is not easy like the corn production. Corn production is very easy. You can store corn for a long time. You cannot store sugarcane. So, but in the other worlds, we have Brazil also a big producer of corn, a major exporter, and a major global player in meat production, in livestock. So if you see Brazilian numbers, the animal feed accounts for 60 to 80% of all the corn consumption in Brazil. So the DDGS is also an opportunity. If we increase all the ethanol production in Brazil, we increase the DDGS availability. So this is also very interesting for our country. Brazil today as a big producer of sugarcane, but we produce more than 100 million tons of corn per year. So there is a lot of opportunity. Yeah, and if you see here all the trends in Brazil, the total production in Brazil didn't change along these 6 years. You can see something around 30 billion liters. But if you see here, this in green, we have the sugarcane-based ethanol and the corn-based ethanol here in the bottom. We can see a really good growth of cereal-based ethanol in Brazil. We raised at least 1,000% since 2018. Today, corn ethanol, cereal-based ethanol represents at least 20%. Here, it's a number about 7.5 billion liters from cereals, mostly corn. And the expectation is for this year, this number 7.5 becomes 9.5. We are still growing. And why we don't change the total capacity, total production? Because sugarcane plants are focusing on sugar production and sugar export. And the domestic market is being fed by cereal-based ethanol. So there's a lot of opportunity. I will talk a little bit what I knew a little bit about India, but we believe that we can have the similarity here when the cereal-based ethanol can replace some sugarcane. It's not because it's better, it's not because any other economics, but just because sugarcane, the sugar production, the sugar price, it's so high at this moment in the international market. And it's very important to say I'm sorry. Currently, the ethanol, the cereal-based ethanol just consume 11% of our production in Brazil. So we have a lot of opportunity to grow. And what about ethanol, corn-based ethanols before that? Because now we had a lot of production, we have a lot of opportunity to grow, and it was a simple answer. It works in US, it will not work here. No, we do sugarcane ethanol, we will not increase the market, we will not change the market, it will not work here. So it was very simple, but it was a reality. If I could ask someone, it was the answer that I could see 10 years ago. And just to show a little bit to you guys here that our Brazilian corn belt in yellow and the sugarcane production region in Brazil. We have here the Northeast focus and sugar for export. So from here directly to Europe, it's very easy. We have a lot of ports there. This is always, it was always focusing on sugar for export. We have here São Paulo, that's the biggest state, the strongest state that we have in Brazil. This state is accountable for 60% of all the market for sugar and for ethanol. So it's very important for that. And one more here, we have the southern region capable. If you see here, this is the regional market. The regional market here, it was, everyone is supplied by São Paulo. And here, if you go to the south of Brazil, you cannot see ethanol available in the gas stations. It's important to highlight, we have flex fuel vehicles. Our flex fuel vehicles started, our flex fuel technology started 24 years ago, and now 90% of the Brazilian fleet is flex fuel. So I hear that it's starting in India, but in Brazil we had a lot of growth. We have developed the technology, so I think it will be very good, very easy now in India, because we have developed a lot the system in Brazil. And in that region, even the cars with flex fuel, there was no availability of hydrous ethanol and just the blend. And here the cost of ethanol was so high, while the cost here in São Paulo was so good. People were using ethanol here in São Paulo, but not here, and not in Northeast, because the cost of ethanol was so high as well. And here we could see the Midwestern Brazil, where we have the corn belt. Here we are having a really growth in ethanol market in Brazil, driven by corn-based ethanol. And here, just to highlight, here in the southern Brazil, or KATZEN is starting, we are developing and assembly one plant that will be wheat and winter crop based cereals. So named B8, this company will be able to supply 20-25% of all the ethanol from that region, that area. And also you produce gluten, vital gluten. So it's not only corn. The cereal is not only corn. It was only corn in US, but in Brazil we have corn and oil, and corn and oil. Yes, everyone has the yes. And here we have wheat and gluten. So we have different opportunities for different feedstocks. And why we know that? Because KATZEN is accountable for 60%, 65% of the market, cereal-based market in Brazil. We have 12 plants, our clients has 12 plants in operation in Brazil right now. We are under construction and design. We have 6 new plants. Most of them is corn, 99% is corn, and we have here one plant for winter cereal. Yeah, and just numbers, just so you guys understand a little bit. It's a really huge growth. All these plants in Brazil are very big. We have here, I will show you guys the biggest plant, cereal-based plant, ethanol in the world. It's in Brazil right now, and it's a KATZEN design. If you see this, just really huge plants, 2 million, 2.5, 2.6 million liters per day. Yeah, it's it's unbelievable. Some years ago, plants with this size. We have one. This the wheat-based one is this 600 cubic meters per day. And now our plants are responsible for 5 billion. We produced 7 billion in a year. 5 billion came from KATZEN design plants. I think I need to speed up a little bit. And this is our demonstrated yields in Brazil. I put these numbers, but it's 440 liters of anhydrous per ton of corn. I put here in these really small words, 62%, we need at least 62% of starch but this is a really typical corn profile in Brazil, 62% of starch. And we use GMO yeast in Brazil that I heard we are just starting GMO yeasts in India. So it's very, very interesting. In Brazil, with our main clients, we can face 687 liters of anhydrous ethanol for a ton of starch. And this is not the really right number. This is based on 440 that we demonstrated. But this client, for example, they stabilized the production in 446 liters of anhydrous. It's something unbelievable for the market because we cannot see this in any other provider, any other technology provider in Brazil. No one can reach more than 435. We are reaching 446 in Brazil. So this is incredible. This is what we bring. We developed what we have seen in the last years, mainly because we have the development of new yeasts, new enzymes, everything new yeast in overall. The biotechnology is coming, is pushing so hard the production of the conversion of starch and ethanol. And normally, every time that we talk with new customers, we say, people, it's not about own technology. Don't think that you buy the best technology of the world and you get the best yield of the world. You have to have your biotechnology providers together. You have to work together with them every day. You need to share data. You have to put people in your plant. And also, you have to have a really good operational team. Don't expect to have a not really good technology, not good operational team, and the best biotechnology in the world. You will never have the really good yield, everything that you expect. You have to have the best technology, the best biotechnology, and the best operational team if you want to have the best yields in the market. We need this. We need everyone together. And this is the biggest facility, the biggest dry mill ethanol facility in the world. It's in Sinop, state of Mato Grosso, Brazil. We have 4 trains, 4 plants together. One is responsible for 1,700 kiloliters per day, and we have 3 others with 1,300 kiloliters per day. This is a really, really huge facility. Every day they grind 12,000 tons of corn. And a little bit about Europe. In Europe, I think the biggest challenge is feedstock. The limitation is feedstock. Most of the plants in Europe are grinding corn, but most of them were designed in the past to operate with wheat, barley, rye, and other feedstock. But now the economics show that it's better to grind corn. But we also have one plant in Europe that is they are grinding wheat and extracting gluten. In the same way, steam is produced from natural gas. in Europe, electricity comes from the grid, but there in Europe, we are not facing the growth of the market, the ethanol production. They have E5, they have ethanol E10, but as feedstocks delimitation, we just see Europe, they are very worried about carbon intensity. They are aiming at this moment less carbon, less steam, less electricity, less water. They need less usage of all the natural resource, and they will win when they have this less carbon intensity. And also our plants in Europe, we have a lot of different size. We are 50%, KATZEN is 50% of the entire market of ethanol in Europe. You can see here 100 cubic meters per day, but you also can see the biggest European plant that's in Netherlands, 2.2 thousand cubic meters per day. This is the biggest one. Probably this is one of the small one in Turkey. And also at this moment that started 2024, we are assembling one plant of 350 cubic meters per day. We are assembling the biggest plants in Brazil right now, but we are also assembling major plants, 300 cubic meters per day in Europe. So we are not so, people think that in Brazil, people think that we just know how to assemble huge plants, the biggest plants, but no, we can assemble any size that the client needs. I think I'm coming without time. And similar to Brazil, what I know from India, sure, you guys know infinitely more about India than me. And we think this as similar to Brazil. India is a global leader in agriculture. It is the second largest producer of sugar and a major consumer, and also a really major producer of wheat, rice, and corn. Major global player in livestock, like Brazil, similar Brazil. There's a lot of opportunity. As said, 42 million metric tons of corn per year, and India is aiming 86 million tons in 20 years. So we can make a parallel with Brazil. If we have availability of ethanol, cereal-based ethanol in India, we can focus the sugarcane producers in the production of sugar, internal consumption, export. So it's very interesting for India to have cereal-based ethanol in place. As we also see a really increased growth very fast in India, and this rapid growth requires proven technology solution. We need to increase our yields. We need to minimize the consumption of steam, all the utilities in overall. We need a scalable capacity. If you want to increase like we increased in last 10 years, we need to scale capacity, but also we need proven technology that can bring you with, now we have GMOs, you can increase your yields. Nothing better than increase yields to show how competitive you are. You are competing against sugarcane. You are competing against the oil and gas. You have to increase your yields. You have to be competitive in the market. It's not against of your neighbor, but against sugarcane producers, against the oil and gas market. And also, like Brazil, the steam is produced from biomass. Electricity comes, it's produced in turbines. Same from Brazil. We have these concerns in Brazil. We need to decrease the consumption of the steam. We need to decrease the consumption of electricity every day, because we know that biomass is not forever, is not easy, and the price will becomes high day by day, because we are also increase the capacity of ethanol. And I put in Brazil, this is in Brazil regions. We also have here different regions in India. We have a region where wheat, you have the most availability of wheat. We have a most availability of corn, and also availability of rice. As said, we always suggest, we recommend, if you want to assemble a new plant, look for the place where you have more availability of feedstocks. And this also all the feedstock that we have worked as KATZEN. KATZEN has 70 years of experience. We have done plants for corn, for wheat, sorghum, barley, rye, cassava, potato, molasses. We have experience. We have worked with this along the 70 years with all of those feedstocks. We have more than 150 projects in over 40 countries. We are in all the continents, in Americas, in Europe, in Asia, in Africa. So we know a little bit about each region. Oh my gosh. And just to finalize, we also produce the really true neutral spirit. Our neutral alcohol that can be used for pharmaceutical, for industry, different usage. We have less than 1 part per million of impurities, and it's proven. We have some plants in Europe that are producing most of the beverage in Europe. So I think everyone will buy a really fancy bottle of Spirit in Europe, but they don't know that every alcohol comes from one plant in Poland. That's it's a KATZEN design. And this is our some projects, at least 9 projects that we have done in last 5 years. And just one picture about them in US, in Turkey, in Brazil, and Bioagra in Poland. That's the plant I saw. I said most of the vodka that produced it's sold in Europe comes from this plant. Thank you, guys.
We have the floor open for any questions. We have about 15 minutes, so any questions from the audience? Can we have the mic?
Yeah, hi, good morning, Hugo. Thank you so much for the great presentation. Yeah, hi. So I have a small question. So how do you, what are the technologies available with you to address alpha toxin levels or ochratoxin levels or the moisture in corn which is coming to the plant? So is there any technologies available with you?
About the toxin, toxin comes from with the feedstock. We don't have transformation on that. So in this case, we really need to work with the feedstock. We cannot, as ethanol producers, will not make any change on that. And it will go directly for the DGS. So we need to work in the feedstock.
Okay. So, is there anything called as grain dryers which are installed before the silos, just to absorb some more moisture which is coming from the field, so that we can reduce alpha toxins to some level? Not exactly we can finish it, but at some level we can address that.
Yeah,
Is there is a thing?
the right management that we do in the storage will minimize all the impacts on that.
Okay, great. And second question I have, how many people in Brazil and US, they are separating oil from the corn? How many people are doing corn oil separation?
All of them.
All of them?
We don't know. I think only one plant in Brazil is not separating oil. It's a small plant, but it's the corn oil. It's very important for the profitability of the business in Brazil. We do not start plants in Brazil. Clients don't start plants in Brazil without extracting oil, because it's very important for the profitability.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very good morning to you. Thank you so much. It was very refreshing to see all the data coming from you. If you could throw some light on what is the cost of production in Brazil as compared to what it is in India, because as you rightly pointed out, there's a lot of export happening from Brazil. What is the delta between the export happening from there, and because we aren't able to export as of now? So, and knowing that we'll be over capacity pretty soon, so we will have to look at other pastures. Can you throw some light on the cost of production?
You say cost of ethanol. We don't have, as KATZEN, we don't have these numbers available because we are technology providers. We give, like I said, we give knowledge for them. So we do not act directly in the cost. We give this part of the client. This is a number that we can discuss offline. I know where to find these numbers. We can discuss this.
Thank you.
Can we quickly have a mic? Bharti?
Hello,
the
sir.
mic? Okay.
My name is C.K. Jain. You mentioned that your plant uses 2.69 steam per liter of that, per liter of ethanol. Does it include everything?
It's include everything. It's include the drying as well. Yeah, okay. It's everything.
Drying, corn oil, all those things, everything is there.
Yeah, with oil extraction, with DDGS at 12%, all the consumption entire plant is 2.69.
Do you use MVR technology in that?
Which one?
MVR,
we don't use MVR. We know that MVR is available and it's becoming more. MVR is a technology that has at least 30 years. And when we use MVR, sometimes you have saving in steam, but you increase the power a lot.
Yes.
So sometimes the balance make no sense. And also in Brazil, we still have biomass available. We don't have. We have also. It's interesting to export energy. So the balance at this moment in Brazil, for Brazil, make no sense. For Europe, we are applying MVR for our clients because they need to decrease all the consumption, and they don't have the turbines that they do not generate power in-house. So they have different balance. So some make sense in Europe, does not make sense in Brazil at this moment, does not make sense in US because US, it's the utility in US is cheap. So people does not care about in US. Maybe in India, we need to see what is the biomass availability, what is the steam biomass availability in overall to understand the balance and say, hey, it's interesting to apply. It's something that also we discuss with the client during the engineering phases.
Thank you. Can you give me the breakup of 2.69? Like how much goes into dryers, how much goes into liquefactions, how much goes into the distillation, how much goes into the concentration? If you can give me, that will be great.
We have a really integrated system, so we do not have one number for distillation, one number. We have an integrated system for distillation, evaporation, and dehydration. We also have recovering some steam from dryers. We are, for example, the back set does not go directly to liquefaction. They goes first in our DDE, our distillation system. They earn temperature, they earn steam, heat, and go to liquefaction. So we don't have different sectors. We have integrated sectors, and for us, it's not so easy to say, hey, this is the really good sector, this is not good sector. And it's very integrated.
Right, sir. What should be the power consumption when you are talking about 2.69?
We have these plants are, I think is 0.26, 0.28 kilowatts per liter, yeah. 0.26. 0.26, I think we see 0.26, 0.28 in two different with the same size.
Two efficient plants, sir.
Yeah,
I really recommend you that you say, what is the smallest plant you can give in India?
I think
because you have told 2600 KLPD, 1500, smallest plant was 350. You see, we are still struggling with 100, 150, 200. There are some plants which have come 500,000. Another thing I just want to share with you. Here the 2 point people claim, our consultant, our supplier claim 3 tons steam per KLPD, I mean 3 kg with MVR. With MVR.
Yeah, we are.
But and you are saying that it is without MVR is commendable. Yeah, power consumption here is exceeding 304, 350, whereas you are saying 2.28. It's commendable. Very good. Thank you.
Oh,
so you just tell me what you can do for India. That is important for us.
We have plans of 100. Dave, our CEO, he has more than 30 years inside KATZEN, so he knows more than me.
Yeah, KATZEN has, as Hugo mentioned, designed plants of sizes from 100,000 liters per day all the way up to the largest plants that he mentioned in Brazil. It really depends on, and we spend a lot of time talking with our clients about the logistics of the movement of grain and alcohol in their area. That is what is going to determine the profitability of the plant. And while we believe that the market should tend towards more consolidation and a little bit larger plants, I'm not talking about the 1,000 cubic meters per day, I'm talking 300, 500, 600. These could be good sizes for India.
Thank you very much.
The capital cost. We have seen we sell knowledge. We don't sell equipment. We don't provide any equipment for the client, for the final clients. We have seen this client in Brazil that it's alone they are 50% of the market. They are assembling a lot of plants. They are, I think, their number it's 1 million. It's 1 million reais. It's $200,000 per cubic meter produced per day. This is the number that they are doing there in Brazil, and is different market in Brazil. Equipment is very expensive in Brazil, and service is not so expensive like US. In Brazil, equipment is very expensive. I've assembled one plant in Brazil. Most of the piping came from India. So we see your price here. We see all the shipments, all the Brazilian taxes that's so high, and we have a really hard price in Brazil. In Brazil, everything in Brazil is expensive. So,
Hi.
You just showed the strength of your ethanol 99.3%.
99.3.
Yeah. Is it good for making in petrol?
Yeah. This is 99.
Because in India we are taking it 99.7.
99.7 in volume, 99.3 is in weight. When in mass by mass is 99.3, but if we take this rate in volume by volume is 99.7. Is the same.
Okay.
We have the same.
Okay.
Sir, your presentation was brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Slides were very brilliant. I only have two questions. Number one is, what percentage of ethanol produced from corn is 1G and what percentage 1.5G? And the second question is, you produce power by using turbine like we do it in India, but are your boilers based on natural gas, coal, or how much it is from stubble burning?
Every ethanol that we are producing in Brazil right now is 1G. It's not 1.5. We don't have 1.5 at this moment in Brazil. It's not economically feasible at this moment. And the second question, we use wood chip to produce to feed the boiler and produce power. We don't have the natural gas infrastructure.
But stubble burning?
It's stable. Yeah.
But why not 1.5G? Why it is so? Is it because of enzymes? Is it because of, what is the reason? Because in India we are keen on going for 1.5G.
I think we can talk a little bit more about that later, because I'd like to understand a little bit about your definition of 1.5G. Not everybody talks the same language around what is 1.0G, what's 1.5, what's 2. But in general, when you head towards the more complex markets and technologies, of course, the capex goes up. For instance, I know if we take strict 2G, which is cellulosic, we are looking at a 4 times capex to 1G, and the OPEX is also much higher. So we can understand a little bit more about what your 1.5G is. We can talk a little bit offline.
So 1.5G is nothing but the cellulose, which is not actually converted into ethanol by the normal enzymes. Then you feed more enzymes, different enzymes to take that hemicellulose. That's all.
Yeah. Conversion of cellulosic is more capital and more OPEX. So that's why there's a resistance to it. The profitability, unless you have high government incentives, make it difficult. And even with high government incentives, those incentives can change over time. And so that makes the risk higher for investment.
As you said that you are producing like 440 to 446 liters from 1 ton of corn maize. So is this because of the higher percentage of starch in maize or the operational efficiency?
This is operational efficiency. We also have, we are using GMO yeast, and when we are using GMO yeast, and also we are technology providers. We create the best environmental for the biotechnology. And when we use the advanced GMO yeast that we have in the market right now, and some providers that are here today also, they provide this in Brazil. When you use GMO, we are decreasing the glycerol production. So we can, in the final fermentation, you can see less than 0.3% of glycerol. That's with a non-GMO yeast, you cannot see something less than 0.8. So this is the magic.
So what is
I'm
the
so sorry. We will.
yeah.
Apologies. We will have to.
It was so good.
what is the starch percentage in
Can I
Brazil?
ask-
62.
Can
I
I ask
know we
just one
can,
small question, please?
go on.
If you allow.
62.
I'm
This would
waiting
be the
for
last
one.
question.
Yeah,
I'm
very
so
small
sorry.
question, very little detail. I just want to know what is the alcohol percentage in your wash? After fermentation, what is the alcohol percentage in your wash?
Alcohol concentration.
So we design for 13.5%, but we routinely see in Brazil 15.5%.
For corn.
16.5. I saw.
It keeps going up. The biotechnology keeps improving. Yes, yes.
What is the average right now? It's around 15%?
15.5.
15.5%, yes.
It's
Thank you.
We design for the base. We design for a standard, but we can see increasing improvements.
I think, no, not at all. I think we've started the summit on a very, very fruitful note. A presentation followed by so many questions only means that it was firstly an immaculate presentation, and you've totally left everyone curious to know so much more. We can go on, but I'm so sorry. We will have to conclude this session. It's been very, very informative, very, very interactive. Thank you so much for our guest speaker, Mr. Hugo Morais, along with Mr. CEO. It's been an absolute pleasure listening to both of you this morning. Thank you very much. Please have a seat.